I just came out, walking, relaxing. Can't see this time. It's a different camera. We'll just see. Okay, can we see there? Yeah, okay. And I'm a rookie. So, how's it going?
I got no complaints, man.
None?
Well, I mean, hey, man, we can all complain about it, but I think we're all in the same boat, so we're all just trying to keep our head above water. You know
you're in a different boat than me.
Well,
it's a great time to be on social assistance and housing.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have that. You know, now I just got to make some money back.
Okay, last summer, I'm going to go like this because it's the camera. I want to make sure we get both of us.
Yeah.
The last summer,
yeah,
I went up north.
Yeah.
I shut my electricity out, and I said, boy, there'll be nothing there.
Yeah.
I was shocked when it was still 50, 40, 50 bucks. I couldn't understand.
Yeah.
I knew it was a bigger shock.
Yeah. Well, I think it's just, you know, NB Power called me and adjusted my bills, I should say.
Did they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I got back about, between the 2-3 restaurants, I think I'm getting back, a couple $1,000, $2,500.
They're good for that.
Well, I mean, they responded quite quickly. You know, it was nice, you know, that they did. I think they realized. I think they, you know, it's unfortunate the way that they have that system in place where they estimate bills all the time.
Is it estimate?
Well, I think from my understanding, from what they told me, was that they just estimated based off of either the previous month or the previous year, the same month. Which, I mean, in this time, you know, this time of year, especially with the pandemic going on, I don't think that should have been done. You know, there should have been more of an effort to try to get in to read the meters.
Is that why they want the smart meters?
It might be. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about the smart meters, but I wouldn't be surprised. You know? So that patios are yours is all full tonight? It's nice. Yeah, it is. You know, not too many people inside, but it's been good. You know, the last day anyway. You know, we just got the patio open yesterday, or Tuesday, yesterday. So yeah, no, it's been going well. Are
you hearing a lot of people that says landlord are sympathizing with the tenants?
Well, I have to say I'm pretty fortunate. I've got some pretty great landlords, and they're all going to take part in that to help us out. I have heard a lot of other people say that their landlords aren't as sympathetic.
How come? But landlord also has banks.
Well, the landlord has banks. I mean, but the banks haven't really forgiven any. Everything that we've been given from the banks, it's deferral. You know, so you still have to pay later. The interest is accrued on interest. You know, like there's no, you know, so really the banks haven't done really much of anything, at least for small business or business in general, which would be nice to see done. So it's hard for landlords, I think, in general, to give up money as well. But I think landlords have to look at it in another way to say, well, if that tenant leaves, then you're going to be out 2, 3, 4 months before you re-rent the place anyway. So wouldn't it be better to help out somebody who's been with you for the last year, 2 years, 10 years?
You're a businessman.
I am.
What's going to happen?
Long term?
October, November.
It's going to be, well, if this social distancing takes place, if it stays in place until they say they find a cure for it, I guess, things are going to hurt. You know, we can't keep operating on the 2 meter, you know, and we can't break even if we stay within the 2 meter rule. You know, government just, you know, we need to look at that, and either the government has to continue to help us out throughout the winter this year, or they have to lift the 2 meter rule, and we have to be able to get our customers in the door. I mean, we have no case. We have 1 case in New Brunswick right now. Just came out today.
Yeah, les maudits Québécois, they want to go across the border and look. What do they care about that?
We've got to do. We as business owners have done everything that we've been told to do by the government.
Yeah.
Now it's the government's time to keep the borders closed. Let New Brunswickers reopen the way it should be.
Listen, you didn't shave your beard?
No, this is the COVID beard, man.
Oh, is it?
I'm letting her grow until.
I thought they said you got to shave. Better.
No,
I want to talk,
no,
but anyway, you're much better. Much better looking.
The masks don't fit that well around it,
no.
You know. And that's the other thing too. They've got to give up on the masks. I can't have servers wearing masks out in this 30-degree weather.
I just seen a girl there. She served waitress with a mask.
Yep.
I almost took a picture of us, but I was too far away.
Well, I mean, in 30-degree weather, it's going to be awfully hard to serve. You know, I'm worried about their health now, wearing a mask while they're working. You know, and I think that's something that we need to start taking into consideration here.
Is it because the capital system, under the capital system, healthcare does not work under a capital system? And the government would be scared shitless if they knew, or Canadians would be scared shitless if they knew how much the government cut on healthcare. That they had to do this.
Well, it goes to show that New Brunswick was not ready for this. You know, we don't have a pot to piss in. You know, I think that's you know, when we just keep spending to try to keep people working, and really it's the private sector. We're the ones who are keeping the majority of the people working.
You think Higgs will still cut the hospital hours?
I can't see it now. I think he'd be foolish to do that now. You know, I think the you know, we're New Brunswick. You know, it's small business that has been keeping this province alive the whole time. You know, and I think that's what the government really needs to look at, because look at all the people that are laid off. They're laid off from businesses. You know, they're not laid off. Government workers are still getting paid. Teachers are still getting paid. Yeah. Healthcare is still getting paid. You know, nobody's lost jobs there, right?
No.
You know, we're the ones who are losing jobs, and we're the ones that are taking all the risk, and we're the ones who are taking all the beatings now during this pandemic. You know?
And they want you. Do they pay your the masks and all that?
The federal government came out with a couple programs to help us out a little bit.
How much did you get from the federal government? Was that personal?
We got the $40,000 loan, which $10,000.
But you got to pay them back.
We got to pay that back, yeah. So that wasn't. I mean, that was nice for cash flow for now, but I mean, that's still going to be paid back. We get to keep $10,000 of it if it's paid back by the end of 2022, which is nice. Then they came out with a wage subsidy to try to hire people back, which is good, because we can't operate at full occupancy. You know, the only way a restaurant survives is if we fill every seat in the restaurant as quick as possible, as often as possible. And now with this 2-meter rule and the social distancing, I'm only able to use about 40 to 50% of my occupancy in the restaurant. So, you know,
and you still got to pay the same property tax.
I got to pay the same property tax. I got to say, you know, they've allowed us to defer bills till later, but those bills are still coming. You know, so it's going to be a tricky year.
So you have a lot of respect for NB Power.
Well, I mean, my dad worked for NB Power for 35 years.
But you have a lot of respect for them calling you right quick?
They called me very quick. They were great to deal with. They were very polite on the phone. They adjusted the bill. They apologized for it. I've got nothing bad to say about NB Power. They treated me very best.
All good.